Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pro Builder SMP episode 7. It has been a while since I talked to you last in this series. It has probably been maybe a week or two since I was on the server playing. I've been super busy with school, but now I've got a bit more time. I can get this episode done and we're going to get some really cool building done today. If you do go on to enjoy this video, feel free to subscribe. It really helps out small creators like me. I think the first thing I want to get done today is just finish off these walls, because what I've been putting off for quite a while is adding these fences all the way around the walls. So I'm going to get that done really quickly and then at least we have the wall done. I've managed to run out of fences here already, but it is looking so much better. So I'm going to go craft up a few more of these fences and then we'll get to finish this. And our final 5 fences are just about going to be enough to let us finish this here. So one more left, maybe that one will go there. There we go. All the fences are done and our village is protected from all of these mobs. Now that our fences are done, I'm feeling a bit confused about what to do here. So the real thing I actually do want to do is sort out the pathways around the village, because you can see there is some like leftover ones over there that were from the original village. But I think some custom ones to link up at least between our village area and our house would be good, because as you can see, it's just grass and it looks a bit bare if you get what I mean. So I think we're going to try and do that. I've got my spare dirt blocks in my inventory and I'm just going around and pretty much removing all of these path blocks. Now some of them I might put back later, as you can see, if they do link up correctly to where I want them to go. But we have all of these random villager houses which I actually need to take down, and they're kind of getting in the way. So I think while I'm doing these paths, I'm going to get around and also destroy some of these houses. I'm also going to start to clear out some of these grass these bits of grass for now, because I can always bone meal them back in later, and when I'm terraforming and getting these paths in, I feel like they restrict me because I can't make a path block underneath these. So I'm just going to take at least some of them out where I want the path blocks to go before I actually do anything. It is finally time to get started on removing all of these ugly villager houses. These two in fact have been sat here since I got here in this area. And which one? Well, there was originally actually one underneath that nether portal, exactly where it spawned. And as you can tell, they don't really match the theme of the area, so we're definitely going to have to get these taken down. What I have just done is switched back to the old BSL Shaders version, because I had updated to this new version, version 8 I think it is, but the performance was being terrible, and the biggest thing I don't want in these videos is to have laggy gameplay, so I have switched back to the older version. Personally, I can't see any difference, so hopefully it looks fine for you, and this is what I was playing with earlier, so hopefully it will all be okay. We've just got the final house in the village to take down. I got all the ones over here taken out and filled back in, so we now have a full wall surrounding this village. One kind of thing I'm not too sure about is, do I take this wall down? Because we do have this big wall, but what happens if I take this wall down? I feel like the odds are that all the villagers will be dead in 10 minutes because of mobs and them escaping and stuff. But like, this is pretty secure, you cannot get out unless they like walked into the lava pit, but there is things I could change to keep it safe for them. But is it worth the risk, or should I keep them in this enclosed area? And just like that, we have a pretty clean palette to start building. Let me just show you. So I've removed all of the villager houses. You can still see a few of them over there that aren't in the wall, but I've removed all of them. You can see I removed one there. There was about 3 or 4 over that side, but we've got them all out. So now what I'm able to do is start with a fully fresh palette and keep expanding this build style. So what I want to do actually as the main goal of this kind of area is a fully custom village, obviously. Now I have done one of these in the past. I did that on a creative server quite a while back. I will throw a picture up on screen if I can find that. I did it as a collab with a few other builders, and that was really fun. So I think we're going to do something like that, but just using a slightly different color scheme that I happen to be using in this area, and I think it's going to be really fun. And just like that, we have most of the trees down. So what I was thinking is I want some custom trees to go with this area. Now I probably won't do that in today's episode, but these normal Minecraft trees are not the prettiest thing to ever exist. So we have loads of spruce, and we can get loads more spruce if we want to farm over there. So I think what I'm going to do is around the paths maybe have some small trees, some bigger trees, and I think anything that is custom will make the area look really nice. And I've also gone around and removed these default villager lanterns because I'm sure that we can come up with some really cool custom designs to match this scheme here. So the first thing I want to do here in terms of starting to transform this area is put back my carrot farm. I removed that. Was that in the last episode? Anyway, I removed that at some point. I don't know if that was the last episode or not. And I said I was either going to leave it outside the wall or put it back here. And I think there's a little flat space here, so I might extend some walls out around the carrot farm and just place a few carrots down in this area. I've made a little bit of progress here. What I've done is I've kind of mixed up both the crimson fences and a bit of cobblestone. I'm just adding a few more of these fences in now. And I just wanted to create a kind of very rough outline of a wall that will surround this farm. And I think my entrance for this farm is going to go about here. So I've created a nice little pathway that slopes up from the house. I will add these pathways in a second. I just slept to make it daytime again, and I haven't been showing this on camera, but this is a bit of a state really. I didn't actually finish my house. I kind of may have left this area completely unfinished. The downstairs is fine for storage, and this is all I need, but what is going on up here? So I think that will definitely be something to address in a future episode and get a nice interior completed. Just get some more water from the well we made in the last episode. It seems to be working fine, and it is a perfect source of water. And there we go. This should be a proper water source now, so I can get some water down on this field and then start turning it into actual farmland. Just starting to use the hoe and get it turned into farmland. We'll see if I've put enough water down, and if not, we can move them around and add a few more. I think we will also cover up these water sources with a few of, well, with a few of these crimson trapdoors, just so we don't fall into them if we are ever harvesting the crops. I mean, this is more for decoration and to make it feel like a bit more of a functioning village, but if we ever do need any extra crops, we can always farm them. I do have a variety of different crops here, so I think I'm going to add the potatoes coming this way, and we're going to try and create a gradient of the crops we've got here. So you can see I kind of alternate a few of these to mix up the transition a bit, and we'll see how this looks when they've actually grown. I will also want another transition over here to wheat, and I think something like this will look quite nice. So maybe the furthest carrots over here, and then you start coming over here and you get more and more carrots this way. Maybe a few more seeds, mixing them up like this, maybe another seed here, maybe one there, and that looks like it should work. And then we just fill the rest of this in with carrots and wheat. And just like that, our field is done. I'll have to come back in a few Minecraft days and see how my little pattern of these mixing up has worked, and I'm not sure how long I'll be playing or if I'll be in this area, and if I haven't seen them grow, I'll show you guys next episode. What I have been putting off though is creating these pathways here, so I'm going to start with a few grass paths, I think these are called. Not too many, and I'm not 100% sure actually, because it's a bit hard to match the colour scheme of crimson using path blocks, unless I do a nether themed path, which using like maybe magma blocks, the planks, and then some of the logs as well, and then some of this, and then some of this. I don't know if that will work, because that might look a bit weird in terms of floor, because we are building in crimson, but we are still in a plains biome, so I don't think I want to go as far as to do that, but I want to make a start with these, and maybe some coarse dirt too. I think the main reason why paths like this work so well is it kind of gives an area a bit more of a worn down look, because without it, the ground is just so clean and so like untouched, it almost looks like it's never been used. So I think with these paths, it will make it feel just a tiny bit more like someone, i.e. me, is actually living here. The next thing I'm doing here is just taking out a few of these grass paths, not grass paths, grass blocks, and this is where I'm going to start mixing in a few of the coarse dirt blocks I've got. There we go, there is a few of them mixed in. I'm quite liking how this is looking. Now, I really want to add some type of crimson feel to these paths, but I'm not 100% sure what block to use yet. Maybe I would add a few like walls and fences around the sides of them, but I'm not 100% sure, so let me know down in the comments actually, because I don't know, what should I add to these paths to make it match these themes a bit more? Should I add some spruce maybe, some spruce planks, some buttons, maybe some trapdoors, maybe some pressure plates actually? Let me know what you think. Now that we had a few of these paths down in the village, I wanted to quickly redo our iron farm. This ugly cobblestone structure had been sat there for so long, so what I thought I would do is kind of match what I did with our beacon. You probably will recognise this style of design, just a mix of all these different log types kind of stretching upwards and surrounding the area. I didn't actually change anything about the farm, but I moved a few things and it looks a lot better. As I did mention earlier, I was going to show you guys what this field was looking like when it's done. It's not quite fully grown, but you can see that they kind of blend together nicely. Now, the reason I'm stood up by this field is the first build I actually want to do to start off this custom village is maybe a little storage slash farmhouse, because I've cleared out this little square here, and I think what we could do just to accompany the wheat field here is create a type of farmhouse, not a big one, but some type of farmhouse build. I'm not going to spend too long on it because I do want to get this video out for you guys, but I think we're going to get started on that now. So I think how we're going to get started here is with a few logs down. Now, I do have an idea of what I want this build to turn out like, as I've done something similar before quite recently for a tutorial that you may all have seen, but I'm going to do it on a slightly smaller scale. I had really forgotten just how hard it was building like this in survival. I haven't done this really for any other builds much on this world, because I already knew what I was doing for this house and I already had a frame up pretty quick, but it's been a few weeks since I've done any of just basic frames of houses, and it is such a pain without scaffolding. So I think I'm going to need to get some off someone. I'm just starting to build up a little A-frame roof here. I'm not 100% sure on the shape yet, but it's going to be something like this, and then it's going to curve around and we're going to have a little overhang over there, which is going to act as an extra storage area. And maybe, actually, that would be a good idea. We can put our horse over here. There we go. There's some bamboo. Extra has got it. Thank you so much to him. That is really good. Huge thanks to him for supplying us with this bamboo. This is going to help us so much with building this house. There goes our payment for the bamboo. He needed some extra diamonds, so there we go. And look, our bamboo is in fact already growing nicely and we can start harvesting this. Here we go. Our little overhang here is starting to come to life. We've got a little area under here. What I do need to do is add either some fences or some fence gates. Yeah, I think fence gates here to just block it off on the sides. There we go, we now have the scaffolding that we needed. I had a bit of spare string and the bamboo was starting to grow, so this will really help us when we're building. I can get rid of all of this horrible cobblestone that I was using to tower up now that we have this scaffolding. I'm just going to start here on these walls. I've been gathering up a few of the stone mix blocks that I had, and we can start adding in a few little things. Do I include cobblestone? Yeah, we include cobblestone actually, so I'm going to replace this one with cobblestone, and then we can get our crimson door and put that maybe with a log underneath like that. Perfect, and this will be our horse stable here, I think. I'm just going to get on our skeleton horse here and ride him over to his stable, his new home, and why can't I go in? There we go. So I think he will stay here, and maybe I'll give him a few extra hay bales to keep him nice and healthy in here. Turns out we have like basically no wheat at all, so I think what I'm going to do is save that for another episode, and I will go back to our horse and give him some more next episode. There we go, look how useful this scaffolding is coming in. I've kind of forgot how you use it, so this might take me a while, but there we go. I'm just getting in the bottom layer. I'm probably going to copy, for at least this build, I'm going to copy the colour scheme of this house because I quite like it. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm just adding in some stone walls at the bottom. In fact, I'm just going to remove this big window because although bigger windows look good on big builds like this, I think for a smaller one, we're just going to keep a singular window for each area. Just starting to fill in these walls. I've misplaced a log already, but we are making a little bit of progress on filling them in. As I said, I'm keeping the same colour scheme as over there. And then we add a few glass panes in just to finish this off. And actually I do need to fill in some of these holes over here that I've created on the roof. So let me go up and do that. And of course, to complete any house, we definitely need a front door. Now, do I have... No, I don't. I was going to say I just needed one of these spruce logs again to go under the door because I like placing them inside facing out like that. And there we go. There's kind of a very rough frame to our first house here. As always, a few trapdoors on some corners in places can never go astray. I think that just adds a little bit of texture as these walls are extremely flat without them, despite this little thing I added up at the top here. So I think that helps quite a bit. I'm just going to add at least the start of a pathway that's going to link up to this first house in the village, because I feel like I want it to be a real community style area, and all of the houses ideally are going to link up, so I'm just going to add this in here. Oh look, we've got a friend over here. Let's see what he is offering us. Well, he is offering us 2 leads. I think that would be the best trade. There we go. All the llamas are mad at me. I don't want to kill llamas because I love the llamas, but at least we've got 2 leads now and they can stay happily over there for now. Well, the llama has continued to follow me. I don't know how long they take to lose aggro, but they tend to be quite annoying if they're like this, and they don't look like they want to stop, but I'm going to ignore them to the best of my ability because I'm nearly done with this video at least, so they can keep hitting me as much as they want. These llamas really aren't giving up. They are still going for me, but we are almost done, so we're going to ignore them despite the fact that they keep chasing me absolutely everywhere I go. And of course the last touch to this path for now is the addition of these coarse dirt blocks. I am not sure what I want to do in future. As I said earlier, leave some suggestions for the paths, but for now, I think as a very simple path design, this works out. Anyways, I think I'm going to have to wrap it up here for this little build. We got a basic structure down, not too much, but at least it's a start on actually building in this area. I know I've been a bit inconsistent and I've been quite busy, unfortunately, so sorry about that, but I think now we finally got the basics. We can actually properly get started and get some really good detailed builds in the area. So what I will be doing next episode is finishing and detailing up this build right here. I'm going to get this all done and actually get it fit for use so it will actually blend in a bit more, because for now it's just a bit of an empty shell. But you can see it's near the wheat field, so I'm going to add maybe some barrels, some storage, maybe a storage room for the crops and stuff like that, and also the hay bales down with my horse. And that's about it, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.